Don't you do real estate or something like that too?
Yeah, I've been a broker for 10 years. Before I even got hot. Like, before I even became an Instagram girl, I was selling property at 19.
How is your connection with men now? So now you have the brain, you have the body. How's that been working for you?
I was just talking with my girls about this. Like, where am I at? Like, what do I want? Like, am I okay with, like, just having
good,
fun?
But when you break down the sounds, let's get down to it.
I think, like...
The God. Have no fear, Mr. Organik is here, and this is Organically speaking. We only have one of them individuals in the building. Today, we definitely do. We got G.A.N.G. We talking about influencer, entrepreneur, all of the above. Went viral a few times for the bottom of the motherfucking caboosery. We're going to talk about that. How you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you welcome. Hey, thank you for coming. You know what I'm saying? We've been meaning to do this for a while back.
Yeah.
Now we are here. So welcome to Miami.
Thank you.
How you feel about Miami?
I love Miami. I have a love-hate relationship with it, though. I'm one of those people that moved here under, false pretenses, thinking that it's like as soon as I get here, things are going to pop off and all my dreams are going to come true. And I ain't got to suck no dick to do it, but apparently that's not the case.
Yeah, a little dick might have to be sucked around this motherfucker to go to the way you try to go. You know what I mean? And it's a damn shame it has to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But being a woman and being beautiful, they gonna, play with you like that.
Yeah.
Especially here.
Yeah, it almost chewed me up and spit me out.
And then, how long you been here?
So I lived here full time for 3 whole years.
Okay.
And then now I'm between here and my hometown in Utah, which I get a really good mix of, wholesome suburbia and then like the city life. That's
Utah
really
is in Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
Okay, my brother lived out there for a while. So I've been out there a few times.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, the Mormons and all that. I saw they got a real addiction to soda because they can't drink caffeine like that. And coffee. It's
amongst other
cool.
things, yes.
Yeah, amongst other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's different. I like different places because I lived in Switzerland for 4 months.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I like to go places where you don't see motherfuckers like me all the time.
Yeah.
And interact with the humans.
Yeah, I'm a big shark in a small lake out there, so I like that, yeah.
Yeah, and now you want to be a killer whale in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
That's what Miami is. I'm going to chew your motherfucking ass alive, you hear me?
I'm a guppy fish out here.
Yeah, it's different. I moved here from L.A.
Yeah.
I was in L.A. for like almost 4 or 5 years or whatever, and I moved there from Minnesota. And I thought like L.A. was crazy. I killed that in a year, you know what I'm saying? But I did this. I'm kind of different though, you know what I'm saying? I came here a year ago. Now I'm the #1 motherfucker here too, quick.
And now you like Miami.
I'm a dinosaur, yeah. I'm a different type of monster. Like, Miami easy for me because I'm like-minded individual like that, and I get it. And I'm in a house.
Yeah.
So all those trappings of most people that come to Miami don't pertain to me. I don't go out, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that shit.
Exactly.
I'm in the crib by my business. So that's what you are too. Don't you do real estate or something like that too?
Yeah, I've been a broker for 10 years. I got licensed right out of high school, so now I'm licensed in multiple states.
All right.
So that's like my bread and butter. Before I even got hot, like before I even became an Instagram girl, I was selling property at 19. And now, expanding my business out here, I really want to specialize in working with, creators such as yourself, artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, influencers, because I can relate to them,
right?
And who doesn't want to work with someone you can actually relate to as opposed to some stuffy old dude in a suit.
Yeah, top of the top.
Yeah.
But what I realized, because when I first came here, I'm like, wow, these real estate brokers fine as fuck. I'm like, these motherfuckers selling houses or they selling pussy? Which one? Or is it buy one, get one free? Yeah. I'm fucked up about this shit. So my homie who's a top level real estate, he said, yeah, brother, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So have you experienced those things here?
Yeah, I mean, I always get the approach that way. And I'm because of my experience, I'll know within the first 5 minutes of questioning a potential lead as to whether they're serious or not, and if I get a vibe from a guy who's like using real estate to get close to me, that's like the biggest disrespect you could, you know what I mean? As far as I go, I take my profession very seriously. And if you don't think I'm able to vet whether you're qualified to purchase a property or not, or even have one that I could list or sell for you, I'll block you immediately. Because why would I want to fuck with a guy who's not going to support my career and what I'm trying to do for myself anyways? So when I experience that, they'll either just get blocked, or I obviously call them out and say you got the wrong one.
Right.
You got the wrong one. You thought I wasn't smart enough to put it together, or you think I'm gonna be running in circles chasing a lead. Honey, I got 5 qualifying questions, and if you don't answer the right, all of them correctly, you're not in my pipeline anymore.
Right. I feel that.
Yeah.
But what I've heard, you just said, if they're not supporting. So what if they are? They'll be like, I'm buying a couple cribs and all that. I'm saying, I want to fuck with you too.
Yeah.
Is that going to open up the door?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if I'm actually attracted to them, like, I don't think I'd ever like be like, okay, I'm going to do this just to close the deal.
Right.
Because what I've learned, like universal intelligence, having ill intent will backfire. So me being like, hey, I'm going to do this if I get this, I'm making a deal with the devil right there. And I'm too enlightened, right? To like be able to do something ill-willed like that and not have repercussions. So for me, it has to be genuine. It has to be like, no, this is my client. This is someone that I might be interested in dating. So I always have the rule, like, after we close escrow.
Right.
If you want to still take me on a date after we close, amazing. But my commission isn't going to be contingent upon whether I give you my time or energy personally or not.
Right. Yeah, that's heavy what you just said, because, you know, women like to be transactional, and they don't understand what comes with that. Because you said it with you making a deal with the devil. I've seen plenty of women, and not to beat on a dead horse or what's going on right now with the Cassie situation. She wanted to upgrade her situation from the guy she was with that was genuinely bringing her to get a record deal, and you made a deal with the devil literally.
And look what happened.
You got all the fame, got all the money you wanted, but look what came with it. And that happens a lot with women when they go transactional. And I ain't saying he's a good guy or he's wrong. No, everybody wrong in that situation. But once you sign up to do something transactional, you know what comes with that.
Exactly.
So it's kind of good you said I have to be attracted to the guy too. Because people think just because, you know, you get the money or somebody has money, what that got to do with you? Like, are you really
I
liking
got my
this
own
person?
money.
Right. Like,
I'm the one getting the 6-figure commission off this deal, my guy. So, yeah.
It makes sense. So people get caught up in that sometimes.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So, but I understand in Miami it's kind of different, especially you built the way you built. So coming to that, how did you make that transition from Utah to Miami lifestyle with your body frame? Did you say, I got to turn this up? I got to get goddamn surgery. These women out here going, I got to turn it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I actually got all my work done in Utah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I was one of the first girls in Utah to be open about getting a BBL.
Yeah.
And then I ended up on a billboard with my plastic surgeon because I was so open about it. I have a great relationship with him. He's done my entire body over the last 5 years. So I never got any work done in Miami. I wouldn't let a Miami doctor touch me with a scalpel if my life depended on it.
Yeah.
So no, I actually, like, I acquired that mindset independently. Like, I've just always been an outsider. I was always the black sheep. I was always, you know, the hood rat or the underdog in high school. And I just always had these weird ideas and knew that I was built for something different. And I'm grateful for that I never really fit in, right?
Yeah.
I didn't fit in with the big groups of girls in high school. And I always knew that I'd be something else. And so when I started making money in real estate, I wanted to invest in myself.
Right.
You know, one of my mentors, you know, if you don't invest in yourself, how can you ever expect anybody else to invest in you? And so it was always a personal journey for me. Like, I had an ideology of what I wanted my body to look like, and I embarked on the journey, and I was committed to doing it. Like, when I start something, I don't stop till I finish, you know? And so, I've had as much work as I've had done because I took very good care of myself. So a lot of girls can get 1 or 2 BBLs and look, right? Because they're fat. They had a lot to work with, right? I didn't. I was in the gym every day and taking really good care of myself and was very fit. And so having to transfer that fat as many times as I did, it was a process over the, you know, course of quite a few years. And so I took my real estate money after, you know, I mean, taking care of my entire family for as long as I did. I finally decided to start doing something nice for myself. Yeah. And it increased my confidence. You know, I'm like, I 100% feel good about myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you know, because of what I've put into myself. So it was definitely worth it.
That's amazing because, you know, most of the time it's a tragic story when people do that.
Yeah.
From like botched or from mentally not stable enough to, you know, understand what they did to themselves.
Yeah.
And then walking that life of now all of a sudden, I was an ugly duckling. Now I'm a beautiful swan at 30-something or 25, whatever you are. You've never been like this your whole life.
Yeah.
Now you run into different situations from attention from these top-level guys who have bad intentions for you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're walking into. So you was already structured with that, which is a blessing. How many BBLs did you have?
Technically 5.
Hold the fuck up.
Technically 5.
Let me scratch the motherfucking nugget. How many?
3 were necessary
Okay.
to get my shaping in the first 3 years. And then the last 2 were kind of just like, while we're at it, why not?
Yeah.
Because I was reconstructing my breasts.
Right.
And like when you're down, I mean, you might as well.
Get some touch that too.
Yeah, he's like, well, while you're down, why don't we, I mean, you're paying for the anesthesia.
Facts.
You might as well just
You're already risking your damn life. You might not wake up, so hey.
You might as well. And that's where that came from. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And so it wasn't like I needed it. It was just like I was already moving my breast from my implants from under the muscle to top of the muscle.
Yeah.
And so he's like, let's do that. And it just kind of happened. And keep in mind, that was over a 5-year period. I got my first BBL in 2020 when everything shut down.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, 5. So were you built like a goddamn rattlesnake before or something? Like, how
No,
was your
I
frame?
mean, I would say like I look like Sierra,
Let me look
like
at Sierra.
Sierra's body. She was,
goddamn,
she
let
got
me
a little
look.
size.
Yeah,
She got
I'll
a
take it.
rumpa bum bum.
Motherfucker tasty to me.
But it is really rewarding because a lot of the girls that were like, I was bullied dramatically in high school, so this was like a comeback for me. This wasn't like I needed it for validation. It was more of like I wanted to prove something to myself and every person who's ever doubted me that like would call me ugly or, I didn't get asked to prom or these other things. And now every single person who's ever disrespected me from my hometown especially has come back and praised me for my glow up, apologized for disrespecting me. And that's some of that fuel. I hate to say it, but it has that hate has fueled me over the years. You know what I mean? And I think we all want to say, "Oh, I did it for me." I did it to flex on motherfuckers.
That's real
I'll
shit,
say
though.
that, yeah.
Because I'm kind of like, I'm surprised. I ain't gonna lie by your attitude and your understanding because what you're saying is high level intelligence and understanding of reality, which most women don't dwell in. So what you're saying is, I did it for others. To stun on other motherfuckers, not lie to myself, I did it for myself. No, you lay down and almost died, got your ass blew up from up and look at your ass. Like, let's be fucking serious here.
Yeah.
You did it for yourself. Get the fuck, you ready to show motherfucker goddamn peacock on them.
Yeah.
So that's real shit. And the balance of that from doing that to understanding and living with it is a whole, because what I say is a lot of women have mental issues when they do that.
Yeah.
Because for one, they get that attention that they never had before in their lives and they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, okay, now you got a bigger ass and you got top level people looking at you, but what are you going to do with it?
So, and that's my biggest concern, I think, especially for women in the industry, but also those that are getting work done, is they're doing so much externally and they're avoiding it internally.
Right.
I can tell you right now that I've put just as much work into myself internally with universal intelligence as I have externally. So my mind is bigger than my booty. And that's really saying something after 5 BBLs.
Because that motherfucker
right?
big. That motherfucker hold it with 2 hands.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's big. But like my brain is much bigger.
That's legendary.
Much bigger.
And I'm feeling that because I'm thinking something. I thought she gonna be here. But I'm telling you, I usually don't give people that props because they come in and like, just because they did the work, like that don't, what the fuck that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not only you did the work, but you also getting your own money, which is very substantial too because you can have all that body you want to, your brain ain't right. How you gonna get a man? Yeah. So when that happens, how is your connection with men now? So now you have the brain, you have the body. How's that been working for you?
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be very transparent. It's a little rough, just because I get someone who's very wealthy, very sophisticated, and has all like the provider necessities, but then lacks in the like genuine connection or spirituality for that matter. They don't understand like that I'm really just a small town girl who's like my biggest priority is like I have a disabled brother I take care of. And so I don't for me it's really deeper than surface level. Right. And so for me, I need a man who's like, I compare every man to my brother, my disabled brother. We were in a car accident together when I was really young. And so he's not able to like, as a big brother, stand up for me and be like, all right, this is my little sister, you got to take care of her, watch your back. And so for me, I have like more of a harder exterior shell to make sure that like whoever I do let in my life is going to hold it down for me and understand that my brother's the most important thing to me and care about that. Ask how my brother's doing, want to contribute. I pay for his physical, speech, occupational therapy, everything that he's ever needed, to survive. Yeah. And so, a lot of guys look at me as like, oh, she's beautiful and they'll see that surface level stuff. but fail to even give an opportunity to see that there's more to me.
Right.
And that's why I'm so confident in the way that I am, is because I know I'm a triple threat.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not just beautiful, but I have the heart, I have the mind, I have the soul. And so it is a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
And then it's crazy because men that I'm not interested in at all are obsessed with me. And then men that I'm actually interested in are... They know I'm probably the baddest bitch they'll ever fuck with, and like I'm getting a little bit of this lately that they get scared.
Right.
I scare the shit out of men. You know what I mean? Because I make them realize what they could literally have the entire package. You get a baddie who shakes ass on a yacht, but then you got someone who's gonna cook you a home cook, make you a meal, put you to sleep, ride for you, help you build your business, take care of your family.
How you gonna put them to sleep?
Well, lots of different things.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. Fuck with you. Go ahead.
But what I mean is, like, I'll have all of that.
Right,
and
right.
so it's like, and I think that's where men struggle. It's like they want such a beautiful woman, but they know that they're not going to get these other attributes that they want out of her. And so I really pride myself on being the total package and more than meets the eye.
I mean, yeah, so as you probably know by now, when you deal with a guy, for the most part, these high-level individuals that everybody talk about now, a lot of those attributes you have don't pertain to them, right? They don't like that. They don't care you got money. They don't care you that smart. And then you on a yacht shaking ass, that's going to pull them back like, damn, okay, I don't want no girl that's on fucking Instagram with her ass out greased up.
Yeah.
And she supposed to be smart and all that. How smart are you? You know what I'm saying? This supposed to be my woman, though. Everybody get to see your full ass out there. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's difficult for you. Because but how do you balance that? Because I know you don't want no regular dude that ain't, because you ain't regular. No. See, most of the time, women ain't got shit going on. I talk to them like, baby, what do you want a guy with all this money, all this shit? You ain't got none of that.
Just because you're pretty?
Get the fuck on.
No.
That don't make no sense. You're asking for destruction. So for you, it's kind of different because you do have money, you have that. So how can you, where is your median then? Because you're on there with your ass out. Right? And you are smart. And like I said, it's high-level things that you do have. But for high-level individuals, they don't want that shit.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do?
I think I'm looking for that one of one.
Right.
That like truly understands that that I am a rare breed.
Right.
And would be okay with me having so many different attributes. I don't need to put myself inside a box. And I think I've proven that accordingly over the years on so many different circumstances. And so right now I'm also a big believer in faith. Like I just have faith that God will bring me the right man when it's time and when it's necessary. I'm really focused on building my own brand right now. I'm going to go on podcasts. I'm going to speak my opinion. I'm going to go viral. I'm potentially moving to Dubai in the next couple of months, expanding out there. And so what other woman can do that? Pick up, I'm doing it without a man, without doing it, without selling myself, without selling my soul. It's just something that I'm setting up so I can expand my business to sell real estate out there. Right. And so he might be in Dubai. He may not even be an American. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm not blocking myself off to that. Yeah. I know that I have a big heart. And whoever I do lock in with, I'm going to take such good care of him that he's going to be the most blessed man in the world.
That's legendary.
Yeah.
Because it is a difficult situation, because I've been in that position too, as a guy, because I just don't go for everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have my fun with what I have my fun with. But at the same time, when you want something really going to be your companion, be your second set of ears, eyes, brain, that's a different type of calibration you picking on. So most women ain't going to have all those attributes or understand and going to accept the lifestyle I do live. Coming on podcasts, talking to women with 5 BBLs and shit, they going to take it a certain way. Yeah. So they got to be able to accept that. So I'm in the same boat as you. I need that one-to-one situation, and you do too. Yeah. And when you find that, it's hard because they going to be one of the ones too. You know what I'm saying? So if you put that together, it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. That you haven't got no colors.
We got to figure it
out
together.
You haven't got no colors. So now you're trying to fix it on the fly like, damn, what is this? Yeah. Yeah, so but once again, you goal driven. Yeah. So is that your main goal, is to be a family woman, have a kid, have the whole...
No.
Right.
No, I think a lot of, so I've calculatedly not chosen to allow myself to get pregnant. Right. I mean, I don't have children, never been married, been engaged twice. But I don't necessarily foresee myself wanting children. Right. Because of my lifestyle. Now, if I really locked in with a man and he's like, I want to get you pregnant, I want to have a baby and a family with you, I'm not going to say, I ain't going to look at my daddy and be like, okay. Right. But is that the ultimate goal? No, I would never look at a man and be like, I'm going to trap him. No, I would rather travel the world together and make millions before we even, got to that. And as far as raising a child, I grew up in such a broken home that had such generational curses and embodied in all of us about, you know, being broke and Christianity being shoved down my throat at such a young age. Like I have to be a certain way in order to be loved by God. I have such a different structure of how I would want to raise my child. Like they would be learning about universal intelligence and manifestation at like the age 2. Heavy. Like they would literally be like in the womb learning about things that I've had to rewire my brain to learn. Yeah. Like I could create a superhuman.
Damn right.
Because of what I know now, but I've had to learn that and unteach myself other things, right? Like we had to rewire our brain.
Don't
and
give
so
them that.
I would never want to reproduce with someone that's not like on that same level. Like, nah, that's what we're doing. We're making a superhuman. They're going to be fucking super intelligent, super athlete, all of those things.
All the above.
So, and you know, that's one thing that really bothers me is that a lot of women out here, like, yes, you are beautiful, but now you're just a baby mama, and now you're stuck with that kid for 18 years for one night of pleasure. Now you got baggage for 18 years.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know why they would do it.
And then try to blame it on somebody else.
And then they want to lie to themselves and be like, I love this baby so much.
No,
and I'm like,
you was crying for the first 5 months.
Yeah.
You said you had the syringe ready with the goddamn acid.
You were fucking ready. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You didn't called the pastor and say it's over.
Yeah.
I know you did.
And I'm looking and I think about that. Like when I hear people are pregnant, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, goddamn well it wasn't on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, fuck. And the thing is, though, is like today's technology, like there ain't no getting pregnant on accident.
Yeah, come on.
You know
now.
when you ovulate and you know
Definitely
what's going on. Like you got to be more like strategic and calculated.
Facts.
And I think these women are they're comfortable with like, oh well, that's my out. I let a ball player nutting me. Now I get $10K a month for the next 18 years.
And that ain't even nothing because all you do is up your lifestyle, and that's $10K gonna be dried up.
It really didn't even up your lifestyle.
Right.
It really didn't.
Yeah, you still struggling. And
was it worth it?
And you got a full human that's gonna go through his life. Dad don't even want him, didn't even like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta deal with that. Now you can't even get another man that you know that you can love because he's looking at you like, bitch, you got a big mistake with you.
Yeah,
you
and I don't want to raise that mistake.
And you know you did it for the wrong intentions. Once again, you side a tie with the devil because you try to come up on something that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And now you don't want to deal with your mistakes.
Exactly.
So let's get there then. So what you feel about single mothers nowadays? Like, do you feel like they have accountability for what they've done? I'm
going to be as respectful as I possibly can.
I mean, hey, it's organically speaking now.
In just speaking my opinion. But I had a single mother.
Okay.
And I resent her for choosing to get pregnant at such a young age.
Wow.
And then failed to provide me and my brother with a life that, you know, we very well could have had or deserved if she would have waited a couple more years, you know? And I look back and I'm like, I'm really close with my mom now, but I think about, man, I could not imagine having 2 kids at the age of 25. Like I really would have blown my head off. I think about it now, I'm 30 and I would even having one makes me ill.
For sure.
And so, for single mothers, my opinion is that, we're all accountable for everything we have in our lives, whether it's good or bad. And you chose this life, you set it up for yourself. Now, my biggest thing is I don't respect bad mothers.
Right.
If you're a single mother, but you're giving that child your everything, which I have some very good friends who do.
Most definitely.
They are ride or die, good moms, good schools. Like I have a client right now who's like, her number one priority is to make sure that we're buying a house with a good school zone because she wants her kid to go to school in the best area, right? So those are the ones I respect because they're stepping up. They're not just like, oh, I got pregnant. Now I'm still going to live my life the exact same way I was before, but just with an accessory.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. No. You know, I think necessary sacrifices are adamant. You know, I'm about that when you bring a human into the world.
I feel you.
And so the lifestyle changes, the priorities change, everything changes. And so that's, again, why I would never want to procreate with someone unless we locked in.
For sure.
I ain't doing this shit alone.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta get some understanding.
So I think women need to be accountable that like they put themselves in those positions. Now, if you're going to choose to have the child, because we do have options, right?
We got a lot of options. I like all my options.
We got options. Yeah. Now, if you're choosing to execute and go forward, like I'm going to bring this child into the world, then I feel like then you're doing that. You should be like making the commitment with yourself. Yeah. All right, this is my priority
For
now.
sure.
Not being a hot girl at the club, not doing this,
Cardi B on a boat.
It's that, you know what I mean?
Got 4 kids. What the fuck you got? What you doing?
You know, she on a different level though. But you know what I mean? When you got hundreds of millions of dollars and you're paid to be a thought,
But the
might
misery's
as
still
well.
in your heart. And you
Yeah,
can
a
see
little
it.
bit,
You
a
can
little
see, You
bit.
can see the misery in her.
A little bit.
That money ain't buying her happiness.
No.
And it never will for nobody, no matter how much.
And it sure don't buy loyalty because look what happened. You know what I mean?
Never gonna buy that.
Yeah.
Because of the pain that you go through every day for something that you chose to do.
Exactly.
And what I say too is like, if you do that, right? If you become a single mother, most of the time you made that decision because if we having sex, right? And anytime during that situation, you say, no, I got to stop. At any time. No, stop. Hey, you're right.
Pull out.
Yeah, pull out, whatever. I got to, you can't,
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
proceed. So if you get pregnant, I'll be like, hey, baby, I don't want that. And you want to go along on that mission. When I'm telling you no, you decided that. I don't got no kids. I'm smart, had a vasectomy, you know what I'm saying, 5-6 years ago. So
Yeah.
I knew not to put myself in that position. But most women, they allow all that process to go through and then they pull back.
And the craziest part is when they do it and they're doing it with someone who they know's a hood rat.
They know goddamn right.
Especially with a ball player.
You know.
You know he ain't gonna be a full-time daddy.
Right.
He's traveling 8 months out of the year. How do you expect him to come in and be daddy of the year?
He ain't had no intention of that.
He had not even and not even if he has an intent. Like I've dated a ball player who loved his kids more than anything,
For
but he
sure.
only gave him as much as he could
But
because
yeah.
of his career. You know what I mean?
He's focused on that
And
more than that.
which is way more important in my opinion.
Right.
Like I'm sorry, he's building a legacy that will. You know what I mean?
Take care of generation.
Exactly,
Done right.
exactly.
It's opportunity
And
for
so
that.
it's weird that it's like a double standard. Like, well, you let yourself get pregnant by someone that you know isn't going to be around.
Right. You knew you better one night. Like, you didn't know this guy for real.
Yeah.
You making a human? You thought you came up.
And then the dumbest part is when they convince themselves that it's going to make them stay or make them have some sort of
on now.
switch up. Like it doesn't do
It's
anything
2025,
other
you
than
know
make
better.
your life more miserable.
Facts.
That's my opinion.
Facts. So, okay, what about guys? Guys that
Okay.
have kids. Would you date a man with kids?
So usually it's no, depending on the circumstances of what they have with their mother of the child.
Right.
My ex unfortunately had 4 children with 4 baby mamas, but
Hold on.
We made up with that because he's a ball player.
There we go. So let's all this motherfucking universal mental intelligence and all this high level thinking.
I
You
know.
fucking with a
And
motherfucker with 4
I
baby
felt-
mom, 4 kids because he's a ball player.
I fell in love with him though.
I bet you
We
did.
did. But it wasn't about him being about
What was it about
a lot
then?
there was a lot of deeper conversations.
Okay.
He was very, very good about my brother.
Okay.
He come visit my brother. He wanted to ask if Kyler needs anything.
Yeah.
Like he's an advocate for Special Olympics. So
Okay.
people who are have
Gotta
disabilities.
love
There
them
was a lot of
people.
connection.
They're legendary humans.
So as far as I know it's dumb.
How
I'm
long
not
was you
gonna
with
lie.
him? How long was you with him?
Almost a year. Almost a year. Almost a year.
That's not enough time. And you know that. See, you didn't vex the situation.
Yeah.
So you put yourself in a predicament. You know better.
Of course.
And I get.
And I learned a lot from it.
I
I'm
bet
so
you did.
grateful.
Because
so
at
grateful.
the same time, to be real, us guys, and especially a individual that got attributes, you tall, you got money, you
Yeah,
funny,
yeah. Oh, he
you
won.
know how to play. You know how to play the game. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I know how to. Oh, this your brother. No offense. Hey, let me be nice to
Of
the brother.
course, of
Let me be nice
course.
to be like I care about Special Olympics for a little while.
Yeah.
After a while, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
The jig is up. Now I'm gone.
Yeah.
I got 4 baby mamas. You should have looked at that and be like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
But he played the game and got you. Now you're in love.
Yeah.
You know the motherfucker
And
1
so
year.
now, with that, by the way, I hadn't dated guys with kids before that
Of course.
at all. And
Yeah.
then with him, it kind of happened. And then now it's but I am at an age. I just turned 30.
Okay.
Most men over my age, they do have 1 or 2.
Right.
Especially
the big dogs.
The big dogs.
They dropping that motherfucker.
So again, it's I was seeing a guy who had 1 child, but he the kid lives in the UK half the time, and so it's on a full-time situation. And he's a good dad. I think that's a big thing too. Is I had an absent father, so I'll look at him and be like, "Cool, you got a dad, but you a deadbeat dad."
Yeah.
Why are you out at the club with me when your kid's struggling for whatever? So I think again it depends on how many, the circumstances with the mother of the child, and how good of a father they are,
Yeah.
how hands on.
I feel that. Do you feel like it's a double standard for single? Not because most of the time the dad ain't gonna be a single dad, but a guy with kids and a mother with kids. You think it's a double standard? Should it be
from
justified
looking at,
too?
should it be justified? I think
Be real now. Because I would say this, right? Because if a woman has kids, for the most part, you're gonna be with that kid. A guy, most likely, the kid ain't gonna be staying with me like that.
all the full time.
Yeah, so it's like you really stuck. Tell the truth. If a guy want to be an asshole,
Oh, the mother has so much more responsibility.
so that's what I'm
She
saying.
really
So
does.
that's why the double standard is there, because end of the day, even if a guy want to be fucked up, and it will be fucked up, he just don't give a fuck about the kid. You really can't do that, lady.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of terrible
You
for you.
can't,
You're
yeah.
just going to throw him in an orphan or something. You're not
Yeah.
going to do that. You're going to keep your kid.
Yeah.
And this guy going to go around, live life, not
And he's
talk
gonna
about
go
it.
out and do what
I
he
ain't got no
wants.
kids.
Yeah.
Here you go, though. I don't got no C-section on me to show
Yeah.
that, hey, you had a kid. You don't know, bitch. I could be
Yeah.
lying. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So women got to really, suck that in. I know, but is it a double standard? Like, is it justified?
I think, again, it's circumstantial.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a lot of guy friends who are like, they're so hands-on
Yeah.
with their with their kid.
Hell yeah.
But to me, I'm not gonna lie, like I low-key get a little cringe. I'm like, okay, we get it. You're a good dad. You don't have to post every day to show people that you're present.
See, once again, all this
And
is
he like,
game.
and then it's he's like looking for a stepmom. Like his video, he's like using his kid as like as bait to be like,
Right.
yo, I'm looking for a stepmom.
Right,
Like we're the
right.
little boy here, and it's like.
It's
That's
so many broken
tacky.
homes.
And they're glorifying it.
Right.
They're glorifying the broken home. They're glorifying the lack of commitment
Yep.
and the premarital sex and all
For
of these
sure.
things that I was raised to believe are wrong.
Yeah.
They're sins.
And once again, I got to refer to this because in the day I give game to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I give understanding to everybody because I've lived a life that, should be documented and written in scrolls. So I know all the attributes of this shit. And I give it to my guys and I give it to the women too. So women got to understand, like, we are manipulative creatures. We are masters of manipulation when it comes to women. So even if it's going to sacrifice my kid to look like I'm a great father and look at me at the park and eating fruit for those couple of days, because most women come from broken homes and most kids do. Most people do, right? But if you look at me as a great father, you ain't have a dad in your life. Oh, he's such a good guy. That's give a guy extra little whip to get up in there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
the extra little whip, whip.
Yeah.
And guys use that to their advantage.
Fortunately for me, my bullshit radar is exceptionally.
You just went a motherfucker with 4 baby mamas.
That was 6 years ago. That was no,
Hey.
sorry, not 6 years ago. 6 months ago. We've been broken up for 6 months. Sorry, 6 months. That's what I'm saying.
6 months ago, that's yesterday. I was with 6 years, I still was standing on it. If it was 6 years, I'd still be like, come on now.
Yeah.
But it was 6 months ago. Just leave it alone. Your
Yeah.
bullshit radar is broke.
Yeah. No, it's not. I learned so much from him.
I bet you did.
I did.
I bet you did. Hopefully
did.
in transition, because listen, I don't want to call you bullshitting, but all that shit did sound good until you tell me your last guy was a dude with 4 baby mamas in an NBA. So what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Could you deal with a guy?
I don't know what, and it's so funny because he fell into my lap. Like we had met in Miami multiple times and
Right.
never really spent time together one on one, through crossing.
Of course.
And then I'm in Utah.
Yeah.
He coming to play my home team.
Yeah,
and
call you up, baby. Gotta go Utah. Check my
He's
Utah
just-
work. Do I got some of Utah? Let me
He
check
got
my
a
phone.
roster in Utah, yeah.
Who's gonna bite the hook? Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. There she go. KJ going. I'm going there. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You got to know the game.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I got taken care of.
I bet
I
you
wasn't saying
did.
it wasn't one-sided by any means.
We
You
know
know what I mean?
that. They got
Yeah.
means to do so. You're gonna
Yeah.
enjoy the
Yeah.
time, but look at a short time frame now.
Yeah.
You're 30. You just did a whole year with this guy who just doing the fuck he want to do. We know
Yeah.
that. Let's be serious.
Of course.
He was living life at the highest level, and now you have that scar in your heart for giving that to somebody. Play with your brother and all this shit. Now he gone.
Yeah.
Now you got to find another guy.
Yeah.
And now your threshold, right? You just deal with a guy in the NBA.
Now my standards are much higher. Now I'm comparing even more so. Yeah.
And once again, you're smart, so you know the calculator of this shit is
Yeah.
astronomical, right?
Yeah.
It's only athletes in this world, right? I'm 6'6", I'm a millionaire and all that shit. Yeah, I'm a special anomaly because I didn't make it through sports, music, none of that shit. So
Yeah.
I'd like to take myself out of these equations. But at the end of the day, the math is the math.
Yeah.
It's probably in totality of professional athletes, let's just say 1,000 in all sports, right? Out of 8 billion people
He chose me.
for the night.
Just kidding.
And he chose a
No,
lot.
for a year.
He chose a lot of women
But
through
yeah,
that year.
yeah,
You're not the
yeah.
only one he was fucking. You know that. So that's the point. So when you got a guy with all these top level attributes, he's a real superhuman like you want to breed. He's gonna be a superhuman and do what the fuck he want to do.
Agreed.
You're not gonna be the only one that's gonna. So either you're gonna accept that, which most women can't, and if they do, they're in pain.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I understand you're an athlete. I'm gonna accept you having to just take care of me. You hurt
Yeah.
because he don't give a fuck really.
Yeah.
If they put you through that, they don't give a fuck.
Agreed.
It sound good.
Yeah.
He give a fuck about himself. And the top level one will tell you, like, baby, I got other women. He gonna be a G about it. So you gotta respect it.
Yeah.
But you still putting yourself in the pain because you want all this shit when you should be it sounds cliche, but looking for love in a person that's really gonna connect with you.
Yeah, I want romance from a gangster. That's my problem. I want a fairy tale from a gangster.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the lifestyle, and that's the brand I always talk, because one of my brands is being a Gargoyle, right? That's being hard and fly at the same time. So you look hard exterior, but you still, you fly, you chill. Right, so it's hard to find that.
But I also like I will say, I'm very comfortable with myself. I enjoy my solitude. I like being alone.
Yeah.
You know, when I stay with the girls at the house, like for a week, I can't wait to get home and be alone and like enjoy my own company.
Yeah.
And so like, for me, I'm not one of those women that need a relationship to feel validated by any means. I've actually been single essentially my entire adult life. And I think that's why I tripped on homeboy a little bit harder than I normally would have, because I've been single since I looked like this. Yeah. I've been single. I ain't none fucked with nobody, full time. And I did that. Like I had guys who like would want to lock in with me, and I'm like, I just moved to Miami. I'm doing whatever I want. You know what I mean? I'm still growing and doing all these things. And so now like, again, me being a very sophisticated, well taken care of woman, I'm not hurting or uncomfortable by any means. Do I feel like that's maybe one thing that I'm missing in my life is my partner that I could build an empire with? Absolutely. Right. But I also have faith that that will come to me at the time where God feels like I'm fully ready for it.
Yeah, that's your only choice. I ain't gonna lie. That's your only choice. You got to believe in the miracle. Because the predicament you put yourself in is heavy. Like, of course because you're not, once again, I don't think you're stupid. I think you're smart. So I have no choice but to be, happy by myself. Yeah. Because what I'm asking for is almost impossible. I can't be out here trying to chase because I'm going to lose my mind.
I don't chase anything.
So you have to be comfortable about yourself.
I don't chase. I only attract. And my thing is, though, is like I also have access to any caliber of man or a lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like I'm not out here bored. Right. My options are I have just as much variety in options as a lot of these people do. You know what I mean? I got DMs from different people on rosters and this and that. Not saying I entertain all of that, but I also don't have a normal single girl life. Right. You know what I mean? Like I have my because I have a voice and I've utilized it to speak on podcasts or whatever else and build who I am. Is put myself on the map a little bit. You know what I mean? Out here,
but at the same time, that's fine and dandy, but you're a woman. So for a guy, that's different. If I'm on there and all these women entertain me, that's different.
Who got the double standard now?
But it's true though, because once again, you don't want to be known for messing with all these guys, whoever there is. If it's numerous top level guys you're messing with, it dilutes you even more than you messing with just a guy you like and people don't know. Like it sound good, it might be fun, but in reality, as a woman, you have to deal with that energy of having all these people that are top level, and you know what they've been through. They got a whole lot of women they didn't touch. So one of those guys probably make up for 100 regular guys. Yeah. So it might sound good, but at the end of the day, it is a double standard. You're a woman. You want a guy to take you seriously, and he finds out, okay, you mess with a guy on the Heat, right? This year, whatever team he played for. And then 2 years later, you mess with another guy from the Knicks, and they're like, God, they talk, this is my girl, get introduce you. What? Yeah. Because it's only 1,000 motherfuckers in all sports. It could be, I might be NBA, my homie might play NFL, you don't even know. Yeah. He fought with Carolina Panthers, I'll meet you, just go to the... Oh, you know her, all that, because it's small. Yeah. So that's why it's different for a woman if you keep messing with these top level guys. And it sounds good, but in reality, it just, it's different. It is a double standard. And you got to live with that. Are you okay with that?
Of course.
So you don't feel judged if you at a game or something and then a guy come up like, oh, I know her, I messed with her before too. Would you be like, hey, I'm living my life, I'm a grown woman? Yeah. That's how you feel? Yeah. So you would think he is. Of course. What do you think how he feels?
That's a personal problem. I don't know. Shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and here's to say though, I'm not saying that I'm out here entertaining all the DMs I get. So it's just nice to know that I have those options. Like he's not the only high level man I'll ever have. You know what I mean? Just like I'm not the only baddie he's ever gonna pull. Like we all got options. Exactly.
But the options are different though. Because once again,
of course, I understand. I understand the level of where he's at.
No, I'm in that though. But you're saying that you were looking for a companion and all this. These guys are not. So they might even say that, but you know they're not. They're just fucking, and even if they have you around for a year, they got girl in every state, every fucking country. Yeah. So but it's different. You're trying to find a companion for real. You're not out here just fucking these guys,
I wouldn't
are
say
you?
Finding a if it. I don't know. I was just talking with my girls about this. Like, where am I at? Like, what do I want? Like, am I okay with just having
good,
fun?
But when you break down the sounds, let's get down to it.
I think I'm in a place where I'm so content that it is what it is, and it is like if it's not, it's not. Like
Right.
I'm not looking like, oh, just because I'm going on a date with this guy, like I'm really hoping this evolves to something and
Of
we
course.
start dating and this and that. It's like if we enjoy each other's company and we don't end up evolving to something, I don't take that personal. And I actually I friend zone people like real good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I'll just keep them in my network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if it didn't work out personally, I'm gonna sell them a crib one day.
Yeah.
Professionally,
And
I'm gonna be
you
their
get
broker.
some head or something.
You know what I
You
mean?
probably don't want it. But to be real, and I hear what you're saying, but women should be more intentional with who they're dating and things, and have to vex these guys out because once again, if you're a high level woman, you want to keep your essence at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not vexing these guys and you get entertaining all these guys, or every now and then somebody gonna crack, it's gonna happen. So like that's lowering who you are, and you want to be held at that standard. You got to keep yourself at that standard. So you should be only messing with a guy I'm gonna mess with. You should, if you're on what you're telling me you're on. If you want to be intellectually high and be this high level woman, you should be intentional. Every guy you entertain on that only.
Yeah.
And if you're not, it's gonna keep lowering. It's gonna get low. You're 30 now.
It gets lower and lower. No, I know that.
And you get older and older,
Yeah.
and then only so many surgeries gonna be working out right.
Yeah.
One of them will go wrong. Now
well, I'm done with surgery.
You sure?
I'm good. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because and you're not like I had a girl in here shout at the Sapphire. She's 21. She already intentional on how she's moving. She already told herself like she's vexing people from now on to she's not playing at 21. And you're older, so it's like I get you want to have fun and you're not tripping, and it sounds good. But to be the standard that you want to be held at, it has to be held there all the way. It has to vex these guys. You know, and once again, I'm giving game both ways. I'm not just talking to my guys to get over. This is as a woman.
Yeah.
I want you to have the best life you can have. And it's difficult because so many guys will come out, look at you, you know what I'm saying? And you got shit going on. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself. You came from a broken home.
Ain't nothing in life ever been easy for me.
Right.
Bro. Ain't nothing in life ever been easy. I ain't got the easy way out with not one thing in life.
Right, and this is one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
Is finding that real companion
Yeah.
as a person have all these attributes.
Yeah.
And then letting go. Like you tried. Let go and be with this guy for a year.
I did. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. But also, I'm grateful that it taught me that I'm actually capable of love.
Right.
Because I did not think I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good, you know. And so again, it like I'm so comfortable with myself
Right.
that I know that it'll happen when it's meant to. And I still have like traveling to do and goals to accomplish and things. I'm gonna do all that whether I have a man or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think a lot like what differentiates me between most women is they're waiting to be rescued.
Right.
You know, I'm out here swimming, waiting for a shark to like start swimming with me.
Swim with you.
You know, let's go hunt together.
And
Let's
that
go
is a
eat
difficult
together.
thing,
You
but
know what I
you're
mean?
not, and you have your own shit. And,
Yeah.
And that's
But I never
separates you.
I never utilize that to emasculate a man unless he asks me to.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
if.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. You know, there's men out here that you hand them a microphone and they immediately feel like they're an alpha.
Right.
Which is not the case. You are
Most
not an
definitely.
alpha unless you're not an alpha male unless you can dominate an alpha female. You know what I mean? It's
Alpha
like
female, I never heard of that. What are those?
like baby, you looking at one.
Okay. So what comes with what is the attributes of an alpha female?
I think a woman who, again, is independently, financially independent, enjoys her own company, has invested in herself intellectually, you know, not just physically,
Right.
but like does the work, the universal intelligence, the reading, the meditating, those things, those personal journeys, and that truly like is a boss. I'm a
Right.
boss babe. Like I handle business. If
Yeah.
you see me close a property, you would be impressed. You
For
know,
sure.
that's how I do things. And
I can
not
hear it
all
in the diction of the talk.
exactly the
Yeah.
way that I speak, you know, the way
Yeah.
that I hold myself. You know, it's an energy about me. Like you know, that you wouldn't come up to me and like be a goofy. Like you would
Yeah.
know that you got to show me you're a boss.
Gotta come
and
structured.
that you could dominate me because you're an alpha male.
For sure.
Right. You know, these men out, these beta males, you know, want all these beta women, but
Right.
want to call themselves an alpha male just because they're pulling quantity of women instead of quality.
Getting peasant bitches.
Right,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a lion. They want to go hunt. They want to
Right.
go look for their food and eat instead of just
Facts.
putting a lion in a cage and feeding him a steak every day.
I feel you.
That's what comes with beta females. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And so for me, yeah, I'm a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
But I'm worth it because I'm a partner. I'm an investment, and
Right.
you'll get a return profit on anything that's put into me.
I like that. So that's my type of woman.
Yeah.
So I get that, but once again, those are far few between. That guys who are alphas for real, they don't want that. You know, they want a Stafford wife. You just sit at home cooking clean and shut the fuck up and all that. I want to. You got to have something too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing a big-ass T-bone, bitch. You better come with lamb chops and some broccoli.
Yeah.
And preferably some goddamn broccolini, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, if you know what I mean? That's how I am.
Yeah.
So I get that.
So I would categorize you as a real alpha male.
Oh, I'm not playing. I need a monster with me. We got to go to, I'm Jay-Z, Beyonce, Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats. We got to be goddamn.
And you're not intimidated by a woman who
hell
got her
no.
own thing going. Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Let's go to war.
Exactly.
Pick up this axe with me. I'm going to get the big ass. You get a little knife or something. I need that. You know what I'm saying? Red Sonja and Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
That's the type of time I'm on. But once again, majority of men that are alphas are not doing that. So you might call them beta, but they're not.
Yeah.
They are alphas.
Then they're not my alpha. They're
not your
alpha
type.
in their own herd.
Right.
But if you were to put them into a different herd,
Yeah.
they'd become a follower real quick.
Because overall, I probably
You know what
say
I mean?
like
But you
90,
can put me in any environment, and I'm going to adapt accordingly.
Yeah.
That's something about me.
But most alphas, I say, even though like I said, I never call myself no damn alpha. I'm an ultra male. I'm different than these niggas because I've been having women my whole life. With money, without money, I've been that nigga. So when I got money, it's like, bitch, you really gotta come with it now.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And I'm slinging that motherfucking bitch. So like, you're coming up too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you that Excalibur.
Yeah.
And you just gonna bring some little ass over? No, babe, I'm gonna change your life in all aspects. You hear me? So it's like, most of these guys, when they get the money, they start getting their little steroids, they get the little body together in their late 30s and all that shit. Now they, right? So they want to have the women that's going to fall in line.
Yeah.
So 90% of men that are alphas for real, the people that you're attracted to is not going to accept that. So that's why it's a difficult path you're on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I can't, even though I'm not in that category, I understand.
Yeah. No, me too.
That's the majority.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you want the one-to-one situation. Mm-hmm. God
Always.
damn. How we going to get you there?
I mean, I'm a big manifester.
Okay.
Like, I believe in, like, you know, I've spoken my whole life into fruition.
Yep.
You know, anything that I've ever wanted to attain, I've been able to do simply through, you know, my belief system, and then I execute the hard work behind it.
Right.
And so when that time comes, it'll be there.
You ain't falling for no full baby mama motherfucker again and goddamn.
No more.
That was 6 months ago.
No more. No more. We're still friends. We're good.
I bet she
you know?
is. He gonna come back to Miami. Hey, man, I'm in town. How you doing? Let's go get a steak.
No. We're good. But I think for me getting that, like I'm right now, I'll just continue doing what God created me to do, which was, you know, make my mark on this world and contribute and abstract the best out of everybody that I come in contact with to the best of my ability. And then that will naturally attract who's meant to be with me. Because I know that I'm special. I know that I'm different. And I know that I want a man to look at me and be like, wow, that girl's, she's it. Like, I can't wait to have
Even
her
though
with
you're on
me.
the boat with motherfucking twerking on the boat.
Well, I want him on there with me.
He gonna be cool with that.
He gonna be with me. What you mean? I'm
Yeah.
pull a baddie for both of us. What
Oh,
you
shit.
talking about?
So you mess with women too?
Yeah, of course.
So
I
you-
pull
you-
more
you're
baddies than you.
homosexual?
I would pull more baddies than
You
you,
can
my
have
guy.
them. I don't want them. I don't want them hoes.
I'm just kidding.
I don't
I'm
want no
kidding.
seafood platter
I'm
eaters.
kidding.
I don't
I'm
like them.
kidding.
So you okay with that? So you go both ways?
To an extent.
Oh, shit.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I would never like date a woman. No.
You wouldn't date them?
No. I just
But-
want to slut her out real quick.
But you'll eat everything.
Oh,
You gotta be real.
Sometimes, if I really like her and I fuck with her, yeah.
You'll
but
go
like,
crazy.
but like, it's I'm selective. She got to be like my tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she gotta be top tier all the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that's an incentive I bring to the table you wouldn't even expect, right? Like, you would think, oh, I'm just this, you know, high quality woman who wants monogamy. Listen, we're gonna have some fun together. That's all.
I ain't with that shit.
I'm just saying.
I don't want my woman want to do threesomes and want to
Yeah.
eat pussy and ass and all that shit.
Oh,
of a
my
woman.
God. No, I
I'm
do
not
not.
with it. My
Yeah.
woman, she could be having on attributes, but she gonna be never. I'm
But
not with that.
Now, do you expect them to let you have multiple women?
Hell no.
Oh, you want just one
Nah,
woman?
I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool
Oh,
with
you
that.
really are different.
I'm organic. I ain't with all that freaky
You're
deaky.
a rare breed.
Ain't no more organics in this world. There's only one, baby. You hear me?
But did you fuck Selena Powell?
No, I didn't. Shout out to Selena, but I did not.
Mashallah, you swear?
On my soul, she
Okay.
knows that. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
We cool. Look at the whole.
I'm sure
interview.
she tried, but
She cool. She cool people. You know what I'm saying? To me, like
Yeah, I'm sure.
we had a good conversation. But
yeah.
Nah, like I differentiate myself from the pack. Like a lot of that IG model stuff and all that. I'm in the crib. I've been in the crib for 8 years. I don't party. I don't go out. Like I do my job and I go home.
Yeah, you're only known because of the camera.
There you go.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? So people
Yeah.
think like, but if you look at my IG, look at where I go. You only gonna see me at the gym and here. You
Yeah.
don't see me do nothing else. So
Yeah.
I do my job very well. And and don't get me wrong, I lived the life before I got on social media, you know what I'm saying? I was a king of downtown. They called me that. I done slayed everything from top to bottom across this world. You know what I'm saying? That's how I became as good as what I do when I do it. You hear me?
Yeah.
Had to go through the trial tribulations to dropping that motherfucking sword and shit. But now I hold it tight and I don't I don't cut everything. If I pull the motherfucker out though, it's gonna slice
Someone
it
getting
out.
sliced.
I'm gonna break it down to the bone gristle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm real retained with it.
Yeah.
You hear me? But yeah, so I understand that guys do like all that shit. I never did. I never was no, hey, let's go get a girl together and do. I'm not with that shit.
That's crazy.
Baby,
yeah.
stay home.
Yeah.
If I'm on that, it ain't gonna be with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck her by myself over there.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have no threesomes with you.
Yeah.
You supposed to be my sacred stone, baby. What are you doing? You like that?
I feel so much better.
Yeah, we back in there. She was holding on that
to get real
motherfucker. Gallon.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Like,
don't wet the seat, baby, unless you go do it another way. If you go let that thing spray, let me be ready for it. Get my mouth open. No, but it gotta work hard.
Okay, so wait, you're biggest on YouTube then, right?
Yeah, 390,000 on YouTube.
Will you credit me on YouTube at least?
What you mean credit you?
Like when we drop the interview, I'll put my YouTube.
I'm gonna tag everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag you on Instagram. Send me your whole thing. Whatever
Okay.
you have, I put it in the
I
description.
just barely launched my YouTube channel.
It's
so
the
I
grind.
want it
That's
to
the biggest grind.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, but
and my shit's mwah, so I just need this
dope.
on there. And
I
yeah.
got you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll tag you for sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we back.
We might be getting married real soon.
I know
so
we
don't
connected,
know.
ain't we?
Yeah.
Goddamn, we get too much understanding here. But that's how it goes sometimes in life.
Yeah.
You know, you have a good conversation, you can understand each other.
Yeah.
Because most people, like I was telling Sierra when you went to the bathroom break, that these conversations are needed, even if it's like combative or whatever they say, or you know, people have their own opinions. That's great to have those conversations, get understanding. Because you can enlighten me on something, I can enlighten you on something.
Yeah.
And people fuck up with that. They want to get mad, and I'm not with that shit.
Well, I say that's like where the biggest lack of growth comes from is the lack of accountability or like self-awareness, right?
What?
Like me, I'm always like, I could certainly improve, right? So I'll take a perspective and be like, wow, that actually makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm a great debater, because I'll take someone's perspective and allow myself to learn and evolve from it and then utilize it in my next argument.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Or debate. I shouldn't say argument, but
Yeah,
debate, right?
yeah,
You know?
debate.
And so, yeah, I think with me, like, I'm aware of my flaws.
Yeah.
I'm more aware of them than anyone else. And I've
Yeah, me
owned
too.
that. Like, I post my mug shots. I post my before and after. I'm like, this is who I am. It can
Yeah.
never be held against
You
me.
say you was a hood rat at one time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the hood rat activities?
I mean,
Smoking big weed and shit, goddamn, drinking Hennessy,
no,
hitting
so
dog.
I did a lot of underage drinking as a kid, like
Yeah.
partying with college kids and stuff. So that's where that was from. And a lot of the mugshots are coming from running from the cops.
Right.
So they're like, yo, 5-0, like
Yeah.
run. And then we're all running, you know, and I'm drunk, little white girl fucking getting
So you're
tackled.
white.
But yes.
You look type like you light skinned or something. Look.
Well, so
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm,
the blue eyes tell
my
it all.
heritage is Armenian Italian.
Oh,
So
dang,
that's kind of
you
where
ain't
that
white.
comes from. I mean, I'm born and raised in Utah.
Hey, listen, man, I'm a historian.
Okay.
So that's what I do. I pay
Okay.
attention to all the wars, all history. I know real, you know what I'm saying, race goddamn components of people. Italians, they was ran through by Hannibal. Hannibal was an African ruler, went through Italian, fucked all them bitches, all his army. That got black in there.
Okay.
So, and then on top of that, when Italians came to this country, they were treated like niggas. They couldn't have TVs. They was treating them fucked up.
Wow.
Putting them in the ghettos and all that. So they definitely ain't white. They can act like they white. They came after niggas. Okay, they came on boats way after us.
Yeah.
We been here way before like Polish people, Irish people. They came after niggas. So people need to understand that. Like, let's be realistic. So no,
Yeah.
Armenian definitely ain't white. So stop it. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
a little exotic in me,
Yeah, a
you
little
know.
bit something, a little different. Because I'm looking like, damn, you got a different type of texture to your skin. Got a different type of, you know what I'm saying, cascade on the glow.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. But, okay, bam. So basically, but in Utah, you treated as a white girl. Was you
Yeah.
hanging with the blacks?
Yeah.
So you had an infatuation with the blacks
And
early.
the Habibis, yeah.
And the Habibis out there, shout out to the Habibis, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Habibis.
They don't play, man.
They
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? I rock with them too. Hey, that's the continent of Africa anyway, too. Shit.
Yeah.
They
I mean, I
African.
haven't been with a white man in like, good almost 7 years.
So that's your preference? What is your preference?
exotic, you know, for me.
Exotic? Like
Yeah.
what?
I mean, definitely I like black men.
You
and,
go, we the
and
most
Arab
exotic.
men.
Number one voted overall.
I told you I like colored men. Yeah,
You
colored
better.
skin.
Yeah, you got to like it.
But Arab men, Persian
Yep.
men, black men, yes, obviously. And it's so funny because like a white man will approach me and I'm like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, do you
This don't fit you,
Are
brother.
you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
can?
Shout out to all my white folks out there. But
Yeah.
that's why they be mad at us, man. Because I asked that question, like, why are white people so mad at us when y'all brought us here? All we did was build your country. We built your fucking country, man.
We ain't mad.
They mad at us. But the women love us. See, that's
Yeah.
where they fucked up at.
Yeah.
So now I get it, because guess what? Their kids want to be like who? What they listen to all the time? What they want to dress like?
Yeah.
They want to be niggas, and they women want niggas.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing they can do about it.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
know.
what, and now we understand it, because y'all had a 400-year head start. So I tell white folks too, I don't try to roast them. I'm like, brother, I became a millionaire. And if you broke in a white man, you had a 400-year head start.
Yep.
I came from the projects and I passed you up. You should be ashamed of your damn self.
Agreed.
So what's gonna happen? And give us 100 years of being free with all that shit. We got 300 years to catch up.
100%.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
All your women gonna be motherfucking making little black mutants. And all your little kids will be cool with us and giving us all the good they tell. So y'all, listen, be cool with us now.
Yeah.
It's the time.
Yeah.
Cause we coming.
Yeah. Do you have a type? Do you like? I mean, do you?
I like greatness. My favorite is Asian, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you like Asian?
I
Okay.
love a good Asian.
That's like an acquired taste.
Come on, I'm an acquired taste
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't deal with nothing normal. Everything is different with the organic man. Left-handed everything. You hear me?
Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite is Asian.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I love an intellectual woman, creative woman, and all of the above, but still have some urban understanding. You know what I mean?
100%.
I don't need you not understanding my dialect and where I'm from. Even though I'm from the streets too, but I still high level too, but my exterior is still street.
Agreed.
So you got to get through that to understand who I really am. You will look at me initially like, boom. When I get to talking and going to these different rants, you're going to understand where I can go with it.
I think you understand me more than most people would,
Most
because
definitely
you get profiled as someone who's a beautiful black man,
Right.
and wealthy.
Come on,
You know,
baby. What
you
else?
can speak
What
properly.
else?
You know,
You see the orange?
you've
Is
got.
the orange looking right?
Oh God.
The orange, huh?
Okay, don't make me gag.
Look at the chest. Look at the chest. Look at the
Listen,
chest. Don't play with
you got all of these attributes,
Right.
but then you're actually intelligent.
Thank you.
You know, and that's not to say anything about race or intellectuality. That's
Right.
simply like profile. Like,
For
you know,
sure.
when you look the way that you do, most people they're saying the N word every other word. They're you know what I mean? There's lack of depth.
For sure.
And that's with anyone who's
Anybody.
in the lifestyle. Who,
Yeah,
you
or,
know what I mean?
or in that urban
anything.
state, because
And
you can,
that's-
you can have a white man with the same aesthetic and still gonna have that same feel, right?
Yeah,
I
and
tell
so
that
it's
too.
like, and I'm trust me, I've met some of those ignorant people who just are incapable of an intellectual conversation.
sure.
And so you know what I mean. You're
Yeah.
a rare commodity as well, just as much as I am.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because
what it's
once you
about.
start digging deep a little bit, you could dive deep here. You
Oh,
ain't
for
gonna
sure.
hit your. There ain't no shallow
I goes
end in
deep
here.
now. I puncture a cervix now. I've been told.
Yeah, I'm
I done
sure.
broke some IDUs now. Call the nurse outside. And I was like, hey, what that?
Yeah. Yeah, so you get it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're both, you know, it's really, but also I low key love it because I love being underestimated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love shocking the hell out of people,
For
and
sure.
I bring that shock value where they're like, wait. You know you don't have OnlyFans?
Yeah.
You sell property?
I thought you did. Yeah, I thought you
no.
motherfucking. So you got all that ass not to put it on the.
No.
You're just missing out on motherfucking good money now.
No. It's such a saturated market nowadays, and if you're not willing to bust it open on there,
You're
there's
gonna have
really
to
not
take-
a lot.
yeah, you gotta-
and
yeah.
I'm not doing all that. Now I have a subscription-based platform where like my fans can talk to me. It's called Fanfics, which I love, but it's not explicit.
That's dope.
Can't show anything
Because
explicit.
it's still you want to build your community.
Exactly. Like it's sexy, but
Yeah.
it's not explicit.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
To build your community is everything. Like
And that usually shocks people. They're
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what? You
I sure
don't do
thought it. I
this?"
didn't-
And
I
I'm
never
always
realized-
the one trying to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. I've
Yeah.
never been a trend. Like I'm not a trend follower. I'm a trendsetter.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Got to be a leader, especially in this. We got influence, and if we don't use it for a good reason or the right reason, like what we doing it for.
Yeah.
I said this on the Sean Kelly podcast because I was said, and people took it out of context again. So I like to clarify shit. Like when I got into YouTube as a black creator, there was no grown adult black creator. I started at 35, right? And I was being myself. I wasn't doing no pranks, no family. I was doing cars and lifestyle. There never was that before in YouTube history. You can look it up, and there was no real, I'm going to say a real nigga on YouTube ever before me.
Yeah.
So once I cracked that code, now it's a lot of people doing it from the cars and all this lifestyle shit. You see it now.
Yeah.
So I went to the pinnacle, right? I made millions of dollars, had every car, 6 supercars mentioned in Malibu, all this shit. But it capped me off because I was an intelligent, positive black man. Now, if I'm on there acting dumb, acting gay, being stupid, not telling them if I drink water, eat fruit, work out, I never drunk alcohol in my life, you know what I'm saying? I never smoked weed, I ain't got no baby mamas. I'm telling them if I start their own business, learn their credit. And I'm like, why the fuck I ain't the biggest person in the world? I got the money now. Why I ain't the biggest? because they never seen a black man that's older and intelligent that's giving it to these kids. So when you see these kids now, they streaming and all that, but what are they giving though?
Yeah.
Like, shout out to them, want to get all the money in the world, but are they really encouraging people to be themselves, work out, start your own business? They're not giving that game.
Yeah.
So it's a cap on a successful black man, and I'm in this genre. You can't show me a person that's black, like the Andrew Tates and all these people that went to the pinnacle, because they look, he mixed, but he looked white. Like, I was doing that before him 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The same shit.
Yeah.
The same talk. We look the same, bald head nigga, everything.
Now every man want to grab a microphone and call himself a,
Now everybody
a
doing
boss
that.
and
But
all
once
these
again,
things.
anybody who knows I'm the original of all that. All
Yeah.
that boss talking, the cars and all this. I was the first one.
Yeah.
But as a black man, you show me a black man that went to the pinnacle that they gonna cap you off. And I get it because there's more white people in the world than black. I understand that. But I didn't know it, so I had to find that calibration. And that's why we're here now. And I still get that. I have fun. I talk about sex and shit. That's just part of life, too. But once again, I ain't no deviant. You ain't got no bad situation with me, and I ain't got no kids, so evidently I'm doing something right. So I just want to feed the people. So end of the day, what is your message you want to get to the people before we get out of here? Like, what they need to know about you, KJ, you know what I'm saying, the great.
Well, I would say that I'm here to be disruptive. I
Okay.
know that I confuse a lot of people because there's a lot of different attributes to me, but I got a lot more coming.
Yeah.
And I've got a big heart. My intentions are pure. I'm not an influencer. I'm simply here to inspire people.
Yeah.
And show them that anything is possible if, they apply themselves and they become accountable.
Yeah.
Right, for their own life.
sure.
And I'm a product of those circumstances. So
Okay.
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Hold on, before I got the organic test. I forgot about this.
That's okay.
Okay, it's a test. It's or, so it's like one or the other. Would you take a blind man or a deaf man? They all the same. So imagine your dream guy, but they got these attributes. One is deaf, one is blind. Which one you taking?
Blind.
Blind. Why blind?
Because deaf, I can still communicate with him and speak.
So which one you're gonna be with?
I would rather be
The
with
deaf
the
guy?
I would rather be with the blind guy.
The blind guy. Okay.
Because he can hear me,
Yeah, he can hear you.
and I'm a speaker.
Yeah.
I want him to hear me talk. I want him, like, when we're intimate with one another, I could still use the tone of my voice to guide him accordingly. I think that would be a little bit more intimate for me than seeing, because you can look at me all you want, but if you can't hear me, or if we can't enjoy music together, or we can't walk through life together, hearing things, I think it would be a little more difficult.
Yeah, I like that. Most women will say deaf because they don't want to help the nigga. He blind, he can't see. So
Yeah.
that shows a lot. It's a little, you know what I'm saying?
But blind people learn. They
Sure.
learn how to walk. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean? Hearing is way more difficult. They have
Yeah.
a speech impediment, all of those things.
Right there, they
You know
got that
what I mean?
motherfucker voice.
Yeah,
Shout out to my
exactly.
cousin.
Because if he's blind, he can still talk to me.
For sure.
He can still speak to me clearly, and then he can still hear me clearly.
Yeah.
And I will say that I have experience with it. My brother is disabled.
Right.
He can't walk or talk, but we use sign language to communicate with
Yeah.
one another.
Okay, so yeah, speaking of that, so would you take a guy that's on all limbs is cut off, gone. He ain't got no limbs. Or you take a guy in a wheelchair paralyzed from the neck down, just like with the mouth thing, drive around with that like that. Which one you taking?
The one was in the wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Neck down.
Yeah.
Everything still works. You can still
Yeah.
sit on that motherfucker.
I can still
and get
sit
you-
on it, and there
you
you
can
go.
tear it up.
There you go.
You got to work on your moves, but
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. And I would hope that one day, like, someone will love my brother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hell
and so
yeah.
they're still special too.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So okay, now we got you got like a special needs guy. You know, when we was in school, we had that one special, like Rodney come there. What's that mean? But
Yeah.
he motherfucking strong. Or you got Down syndrome. Which one you picking?
The Down syndrome.
You picking the Downs?
He's just so chill.
Everybody say, hey, the Down motherfucker. The coolest. It won't be cool.
I have I'm such a softie for people with disabilities after with my brother. So yeah.
You already in that space. So
100%.
people get mad at me sometimes about the guy, but what they don't realize, my cousin is deaf, and I was always cool with the people that was in those classes. Because I ain't gonna lie, they would put me in the behavioral disorder class, so them my brothers. I was in there with them tight.
I'm dumb too.
Yeah, I'm in there with my guys.
Will you teach me to football?
I understand them. Yeah, them motherfuckers, they grab your damn board about to break your damn form.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
motherfuckers strong. But them my guys, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I fuck with them. So it's just questions I like that. Because once again, I say this because it stems from me seeing a girl on Instagram that was like Down syndrome, fat ass bad. And I was like, damn, can you just fuck a special needs type?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know if they
I mean, we're all humans, right? It's
That's what I'm
it's
thinking.
natural human instinct to
Yeah.
want to be sexual with one another. So
I was like, damn,
even
I
if
will-
they're not all the way there, they got that part of them. Trust me, because even my brother in a wheelchair today,
He be on it.
he grabbing nurses' asses.
Yeah, put a
He's-
little nose
he's
in that motherfucker.
flirting. Yeah,
Ah.
he's doing his thing. Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to sound. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, can you? You know what I mean? Okay, so now we got a guy. He got bad like body odor. I mean, stink. B.O. can't break it, stinky motherfucker. Or he got like halitosis, like stink ass breath. I mean, like 24/7. One or the other. Which one you picking?
Like either breath or body.
Yeah. Breath or body.
I'd rather get myself off. Thank
I
you.
I get that, but I'm saying, damn it, you got to pick one or the other.
I don't have to. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And I'm, I ain't doing another. Cause like I'm big on smile. Like I'll be looking at someone from across the room and like make eye contact. But as soon as I get up, if like you got anything in your teeth,
Yeah.
like I'll be looking in between the cresses. Like if anything, like I'm completely turned off by that. And like I'm a big essence woman. So like if you don't smell good, I'm gonna be dry. I ain't gonna do it. You know,
Ignorance
so,
is bliss. That's
yeah,
what I always say.
Yeah.
So she going with body odor. Okay. Now,
I hate you.
okay, we go with a guy, filthy rich. I mean, 100 million.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Nerd motherfucker, though. But he love you. Nicest guy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He got all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
worship you. And he got the little motherfucking 2-incher motherfucker type.
Mm-hmm.
No girth on it. Don't try to say it's girthy. No, stiff, little like this, like little motherfucking.
I've already had one of those. So yeah.
Okay. Or you going with a cool, fly, broke motherfucker. Broke. Cool, fine, the most sexy thing in your life. Big 10-incher, all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't gonna ain't no ambition. Don't say, oh no, he gonna stay broke.
I'm going with the rich guy.
Oh,
all day.
Why
all
is that?
Because I can get mines on the side. He ain't gonna know.
No, you can't be fucking on.
Yes, I
you
can.
gotta be faithful.
You don't get to tell me my
This
rules.
is my goddamn
This
game.
is my response.
Oh, you gonna fuck up the situation.
And I don't play by the rules. So,
Also, you gonna cheat on him. God damn
I
it.
mean, he'd probably be okay with it. Like he's probably a cuck.
No, he
he's
ain't that.
cucking.
He love his woman. He gonna
I'm
give
sure
you
he loves
everything.
me, and he wants me to be happy, and
Yeah,
he knows
but
he
with
can't,
him.
and he knows he can't
That's the
satisfy
rule.
me, so he's gonna let me have what I need.
See, and that what happens to girls too when they get a guy like that. That they hate him. He fucking lame. He got the money. Now you there like damn. And you fuck somebody, he gonna kick your ass out. Big Hugh Hefner and shit when he had the bitches. Like you gonna stay with me, baby. You can't do nothing else. Now you stuck there like damn. All this money and shit. I didn't talk to women like that in big ass castles, and they want to come circle back to the guy because I'm coming with that.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? And bitch, you got to pay. You want to come around this motherfucker now, baby. What we getting out of
And
that?
what's the saddest part is you usually get one or the other nowadays. It's one or the other.
It's hard to get
I'm
there
looking
between-
for that like all in mixed in one, my guy. Yeah, I need the 101.
It's tough.
I need the 101.
So you understand?
Yes.
So, but yeah, other than that, that was it, man. I appreciate it. Even though you didn't play the game all the way trying to cheat code the motherfucker. That's
what I do.
That what you do, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it, G. That what you got there, dude, the 4
Nothing
baby
but
mamas.
buckets.
He got your motherfucker there. He dunked on you.
Buckets.
Woo. But listen up, man. I appreciate everybody right with the campaign. Once again, give them all your tags and how to get in contact with you before we get up out of here.
So kjenkins.co on Instagram and kjenkinsco on YouTube. Those are my two major platforms.
Yeah.
So.
Jenkins, you got a nigga name. How you
See,
get
that's what they be saying.
Yeah, what the
you know,
fuck?
I was never married to a black man. That's my legal last name from my father. So
He might have a little goddamn soul of his motherfucking goddamn.
Something.
Yeah, he had a little something. He was stirring up something.
Yeah.
I always think about that too. What was the... It was two things I thought of before I get out. It was like, what was the first white man that said, I'm finna fuck this good African pussy that came off this boat. I'm finna fuck that. I'm gonna try it out. That was a crazy dude, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And then who was the first, like, black American, like, slave motherfucker that got that first crack of that white, fresh pussy? What was that? Because he had to be a cold motherfucker. Like, I'm finna try. I'm finna risk my whole everything for this. I'm
My
about to do
life,
it.
my
I'm
life.
doing it today. I'm finna, and when he came at her, too, like, she didn't sneak and get him. Like, he like, hey, fuck all that.
And
What's up?
I'm sure it was worth it.
Because that nigga had big cornbread.
Yeah, yeah.
He had big goddamn chicken. Big goddamn watermelon, dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to that man. Whoever you are, brother, you one of the ones, the first black man to get some of that good white. And you already know white people, they was fucking all the bitches all across the world. They wasn't playing. They ain't take no prisoners. It was in every country. Shout out to them for being conquerors they are. But damn it, it's our time, the black man. But listen up, S.R.T.F. From the seed to the root to the tree to the fruit, we're going to keep it organic. Plant a seed today. You can't plant a seed today and then eat the fruit tomorrow. No, embrace the journey. Watch them roots grow. See that tree sprout. Then you get the fruit. The people that's around you, that's watching, that's helping cultivate and, get those crops right. Then they get the fruit and they can get the seeds and grow their own shit. We ain't giving you nothing, but we're going to get together and grow everything together. That's what it's all about. Listen up. KJ, appreciate you. We up out here. Make sure you go to organiclifestyle.com, get that new clothing, new drop every single month. We keeping it pure from the seed.